After all is said and done, Senegal's President Macky Sall not seeking third term. Will this bring an end to lingering political unrest? Also on the program, we tell the story of South Africa's first black hot air balloon pilot. Plus, our highlight of stories from across the African continent. This is Africa Update on Trust TV, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Ayuba Ilya. Welcome. Senegal's President Macky Sall says that he will not seek re-election for a third term, ending months of uncertainty over whether he will seek to remain in power in the West African nation.
On a tant spéculé, commenté sur ma candidature à cette élection. Cependant, je n'ai jamais voulu être l'otage de cette injonction permanente à parler avant l'heure, car mes priorités portaient surtout sur la gestion d'un pays, d'une équipe gouvernementale cohérente et engagée dans l'action pour l'émergence, surtout dans un contexte socio-économique difficile et incertain. Elle surprendra aussi ceux et celles qui souhaitent me voir encore guider la construction du Sénégal, qui trouve de plus en plus ses marques. Mais le Sénégal dépasse ma personne et il est rempli de leaders également capables de pousser le pays vers l'émergence. Je voudrais dire que j'ai une claire conscience et mémoire de ce que j'ai dit, écrit et répété ici et ailleurs. C'est-à-dire que le mandat de 2019 était mon second et dernier mandat. J'ai un code d'honneur et un sens de la responsabilité historique qui me commande de préserver ma dignité et ma parole.
Meanwhile, Senegal's opposition coalition, Yewi As Can We, speaks to the press in the wake of the President Macky Sall's decision not to seek a third term in office in elections set to take place in February 2024. While Sall's decision is described as a triumph by Mustafa Guirassy, a Yewi As Can We member, the coalition's leaders urge caution.
Il ne faudrait pas que l'acte qu'il a posé hier soit une ruse pour davantage s'attaquer à l'opposition, pour davantage isoler les leaders de l'opposition, pour davantage isoler Ousmane Sonko. C'est pour cette raison que nous demandons à tout un chacun de rester vigilant et mobilisé. Et nous avons pris acte de cette décision qui n'est rien d'autre qu'une réponse qui était attendue de lui en tant que chef de l'État, à savoir respecter les dispositions de la Constitution. Il n'est pas candidat et Dakar dort. Comprenez ce que je suis en train de dire. Il n'est pas candidat et Dakar est en train de dormir. Ça veut dire que le fait qu'il ne soit pas candidat n'intéresse aucun de ses souteneurs. Mais qu'ils disent qu'Ousmane Sonko ne sera pas candidat, Dakar ne dormira plus. Qu'ils disent que Ousmane Sonko ne sera pas candidat, le Sénégal ne dormira plus. Et il faudra qu'ils le comprennent.
Le peuple a vaincu, le peuple a gagné. C'est le triomphe du peuple. Et que cette victoire du peuple, l'émotion ne doit pas nous amener à justement ne pas faire la bonne lecture de ce qui s'est passé. Le président Macky Sall s'est déconnecté totalement du passé récent. 50 morts. Totalement déconnecté de la crise de confiance. Totalement déconnecté de cette crise de méfiance et même de défiance.
In a similar vein, Senegalese in Dakar expressed relief over President Macky Sall's announcement that he will not stand for a third term. The uncertainty surrounding his candidacy had raised tensions in the West African country known for its relative stability. Deadly clashes erupted last month between opposition supporters and security forces, claiming at least 16 lives.
Hier, comme tous les Sénégalais, on a pu suivre le président de la République. Bon, le président est sorti grand. Bon, comme vous avez noté ces derniers-ci, le Sénégal a traversé des moments très difficiles. Et pour sortir du pays de cette situation difficile, le président a pris une mesure sage pour sortir le Sénégal comme il l'a toujours fait.
Non, c'est sûr qu'en fait, on peut s'attendre à des violences. Parce que la jeunesse sénégalaise est devenue aujourd'hui une jeunesse qui est très éveillée, qui est exigeante et qui exige normalement aujourd'hui sa part dans la participation démocratique dans ce pays. Ce discours a été un discours qui a véritablement soulagé, mais en vérité, nous devons tous nous reconcentrer pour voir comment arriver à faire avancer le Sénégal au niveau des strates de la démocratie contemporaine.
Ça change beaucoup de choses. Il y a la stabilité. Le pays est devenu stable, le pays est devenu gouvernable, le pays est devenu négociable. Et le pays a une hauteur internationale. Que tout le monde participe à l'élection présidentielle et que le meilleur gagne. Et que le pays soit stable, gouvernable et le pays soit un pays attirant par tous les bailleurs de fonds et que le Sénégal marche à grands pas.
Il a réglé la situation, Macky Sall. Maintenant, un président qui va venir, il saura très bien qu'il peut faire que 2 mandats et partir. Par exemple, si c'était le contraire, si Macky Sall faisait le contraire, un autre président va venir dire que changer la constitution, faire n'importe quoi pour rester là. Mais maintenant, c'est fini maintenant. C'est problème de situation, de mandat maintenant, c'est réglé. Définitivement, il a réglé.
Now, for more on Senegal's political tension, Moma Niang, a journalist in Dakar, joins us to give some perspectives to this. Thank you so much, Moma, for joining us on Africa Update.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Great. All right, so to start off this conversation, what could have led to the decision of President Macky Sall not to seek re-election after this tenure?
Well, I think that the recent demonstration, all this violence and all these people who lost their lives between March 2021 and also June 2023, I think this has weight on his decision. He said, okay, I'm not going to run again, because if he wanted to run again, if he decided to be on the line again, there would be more violent demonstration, which means more bloodsheds. I think this has been very instrumental in his decision not to run again. And also there is this, Macky Sall is somebody who really take care, who really take heed to his international reputation, how he's seen outside the country. And so far, before we have all these demonstrations, he was somebody that was having at the international level, and his voice was kind of listened by his peer, right? And I think there is this international image, and also a conscience that the country can just be enter in a period of violence if he wanted to do like Abdoulaye Wade in 2011.
Yes. Okay, so but why the uncertainty ab initio? Why did he keep this a secret of some sort? Because there was all kinds of uncertainty whether or not he is going to contest for a third term, because he hasn't publicly or officially pronounced that he was going to do so. So why did he allow for all the protests before eventually pronouncing this?
Absolutely. And this is in the set of reactions among people, and some people are saying that, so why waiting all this time, and he could have avoided some trouble, and also this state of apprehension where everybody is fearing about the near future. Is he going to run again? Is he going to hold back, etc.? And in his speech, on July 3rd, in his speech, he said that he did not want it to be the victim of those who pressurize him, and those who are only politically motivated. No, you have to decide now. You have to decide now. He said, no, at that time, I am occupied by the administration of a country. And basically what he said, I had some more serious business to do running a country than responding to these political calls.
So does it
and that's
mean,
how he decided.
Does it then mean that he has actually contemplated a third term?
Yeah, me personally, I believe it. I believe that this decision that some people are now hailing and congratulating him, I don't believe it is, as he said, a long and maturely sought decision. I do think personally that his intention was to run again. But at maybe the latest 2 or 3 months, he has really think over the situation. He has maybe slept on it many times, and said the wise move is not to run again, because he's going to enter the country in a period of violence and uncertainty and all that is economic and social impact that can come out of it.
Okay.
Right. And also, yeah.
Okay, Moma, we know that his political allies and associates really wanted him to go for the third term. How are they taking this announcement?
Yeah, absolutely. So far, and they were like on every television, radio, locally and internationally, speaking that campaigning for the third term and giving some argument based on the constitution, right? While they were being opposed by others, some argument based on the constitution, but also on morality. So now, since the president made his speech, and there is a kind of silence among many of them, we can only hear the spokesperson of the government who said the other day that we have just to retain, but we have to go with is this. He did not finally decide to run, so we have to take this as a very noble gesture, as somebody who want to safeguard social peace, etc. That's how the spokesperson of the government and also a member of his party has explained this situation.
Okay, how about members of the opposition? What is their own position? I'm imagining that they should be cheering by now.
Yeah, and this decision was welcomed by opposition figures. In a way, they said that there is nothing to cheer with, nothing to Macky Sall don't deserve congratulations. He has just respected the law. And the opposition, his opposition opponents has always said that he's not entitled to a third term, and the constitution is clear. So how they see the situation was just by saying that this is the victory of the people, because yeah.
Hello, but
and it's just to be seen. Yeah, sorry. It's just to be seen as the victory of the people, and not the victory of Macky Sall.
Okay, but would he have run foul of the Constitution if he had gone ahead to contest for a third term? The Constitution allows him to do so, isn't it?
That's what he said. He said, I am not going to run again, although the Constitution gives me the right to. And there is like some conflictual in this constitutional debate. And there is some renowned scholars who are teaching at the universities and teaching constitutional laws. They said there are some of them who said, prominent figures said that he's not entitled to it. And Macky Sall said that he's entitled. It's just a question of reading here, how you read the Constitution, which is always in the Francophone zone, sparks very heated debate.
Okay. Well, the amendments that were done on the Constitution cannot be backdated, can it?
No. And yeah, because one of the principles is not, you cannot backdate. Like when you implement a new law, it doesn't apply to what has gone past.
So that's one of the strong points of his arguments, isn't it?
Yeah, and Sonko's argument was, they were saying that, okay, they said, listen, there is a principle of limitation of the presidential mandate to 2. And this amendment was already introduced by Abdoulaye Wade, the former president. And they said that Macky Sall know that very well. And what he just said, he changed the constitution and just changed the duration of the mandate. But the question of the number of mandate was already limited to 2 by Abdoulaye Wade. Yeah. And when Macky Sall carried out a referendum without touching this position, he just changed the duration of the mandate.
Okay. All right. Now, will this now bring an end to the protests that we have seen in Senegal?
Yeah, I do feel that it will. It's going to ease very much the tension. So far we were having protests with people around Sonko, youth against the state and the symbols of the state, the police, the gendarmerie. And now any protests that are going to be to spark out will be the matter of will be just linked to a politician, Ousmane Sonko, having problem with his judicial affairs. It want to have. I don't think it will have like a nationwide protest. If Macky Sall decided to run again, yes, of course, we are going, at the time I'm speaking, we are going to have like a whole difficult situation. But now, and I don't think with this decision, we will have like nationwide and big protests.
Okay, but what will shape the political landscape in Senegal leading to the next presidential election with Ousmane Sonko now still battling? I mean, do you think that his supporters will stop the unrest and the protests?
Yeah, and so now they are like waiting for the judicial process to go to its final line, and on the cases flagged against him at court, he has filed appeals about it, and what his people and his member of his party members are saying that he has the right to take part, to run for 2024. And sometimes the argument they give are not clear. And while it is clearly written that when you are the court rule, when you have like a jail term, you cannot be a candidate. Even there is some disposition that saying that if even a fine, you have been fined, because the first problem was linked to defamation. And only this case was barring him from 2024 presidential election. And let alone the second case where he was he got a sentence of 2 year jail term.
So which means that there's still chances for him to be part of the 2023 2024 elections, isn't it?
Yeah, and how we can see it is this: if the appeal is in his favor, if the court, the Court of Cassation, I mean one of the highest court, and also break the decision against or about all these conditions, he can run again. He can, but now it belongs to the we are all waiting for the final decision of.
So with the president with the president out of the picture now, what does it mean for the political actors in Senegal?
Yeah, first of all, I think there is now people who were around Macky Sall and that were surely having ambitions. I think they will now get out to do their coming out. And because Macky Sall did not prepare any successor, he was the strong man in his party. Everything was turning around him. So for the presidential party, now we done so many names are being mentioned by the press, and we don't see any real potential successor endorsed by Macky Sall himself.
But Macky Sall doesn't have a preferred candidate, does he?
He has never talked about that. And if we analyze the situation, it's like, of course, there is the name of the prime minister who is surfacing, but also the name of former minister of interior. But he has never talked about it openly. It's difficult to know.
All right.
And also we have to, this decision also is opening the ground because Macky Sall had called for a national dialogue, and where the son of the former president, his party took part to the dialogue, and the former mayor of Dakar also took part of the dialogue. And these people did not take part to the latest election and the last election, 2019. And now we are going to modify the electoral code to enable them to take part to the presidential election of 2024.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Moma Niang, journalist from Dakar in Senegal. Thank you for joining us on Africa Update and sharing this insight.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
All right. Well, you're watching Africa Update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, we'll tell the story of South Africa's first black hot air balloon pilot. Details and more shortly. Welcome back. You're watching Africa Update on Trust TV. Now, triumph for South Africa's first black hot air balloon pilot appetite ended in South Africa 3 decades ago. But black people still struggle to enter luxury sports like hot air ballooning. Now, Komane Harold Gianni, 44, is in the process of breaking through that ceiling, training to become the country's first black hot air balloon pilot. Zahir Kasim reports from Johannesburg.
In the cold and darkness, Komane Harold Tejani gets ready for a day's work of soaring through the skies. It's been over 20 years in the making, but with the help of the ballooning community, Tejani is breaking South Africa's color barrier for hot air balloon pilots.
When I came to ballooning, I was intrigued by the magic of flying. At first, seeing the magic of flying, I never realized that hot air can just raise up things and lift the heavy loads of people in it. And then I was intrigued by all that chemistry, and then it made me feel happy to see people so happy, and then I wanted to be part of the people who make people happy, because I feel like if there's happiness in the world, I mean, the world is a better place to live.
To become a commercial hot air balloon pilot, one must obtain a license and accumulate 100 hours of flying time. Tejani has passed all his exams and accumulated 40 hours in the air. After he completes his remaining 60 hours, he will be able to get a commercial license and get paid to take people up in the sky. The cost of accumulating hours is one of the main barriers to getting a license, explains Richard Bovel, chairman of the Balloon and Airship Federation of South Africa.
the biggest cost is obviously the balloon hire and the gas. Unfortunately, gas is linked to the petrol price. So as we all know, that goes up and down prolifically. So yes, it is an expensive hobby, and that's it. Then, as I said earlier on, there are all the exams that one has to do. There's medical exams, etc., that student pilots have to go through.
Tijani's journey towards obtaining his license was made possible through the support of the Federation and the ballooning community. They provided him with a balloon to accumulate flying hours and assisted him in securing government funding for his license. Fellow pilot Mark Nuttall believes that Tijani's patience and resilience have prepared him to be an exceptional pilot.
You certainly get to read all the weather conditions, you get your equipment, you get your crew, you make sure everything's in place. And then you take off and then, okay, what now? You know, conditions are not quite what the Met gave us. Now you got to deal with it. It's like life itself. You got to accept those challenges and do it with a smile on your face.
As the morning unfolds, Tijani gracefully ascends into the sky, realizing his dream and elevating the aspirations of South Africans from all walks of life.
Well, with that, we wrap up Africa Update for this week. Join us next week for another time on the program. In case you've missed, you can always catch up across all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.